Hi everyone and welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be taking some pens and turning them into Harry Potter wands, so stay tuned if you want to see how I done it. First of all, you're going to need to get yourself some pens. Preferably get ones that don't have to be clicked down, just get regular ballpoint pens, but these were the only pens I had available, so I just cut the sides off, which actually came off pretty easily. So for this project we're going to be using my favourite clay, which is Daz clay again. This is just an air drying clay. It's really easy to work with. Make sure you keep it in a bag when you're not using it though, to stop it from drying up, but I would definitely recommend this clay because it's super easy to use and dries really quickly. So you can see me here just rolling out the clay into long strips. Hermione's wand has a sort of vine going around it with some leaves, so that is what I'm making just now. For this project, again, like my last project, we're going to be using some PVA glue to cover the pen. This just makes it a lot easier to let the clay dry onto the pen instead of having to stick it on after. PVA also dries clear, so don't worry about coming through on your design. It can also be used as a top coat gloss as well if you want something you're making to have a slight shine to it. And it also washes off of most surfaces. So here I'm just making a little piece to cover the little clicky bit on the top of my pen. You probably won't have to do this if you don't have a pen like this. And then just using some more PVA to hold it all into place. Also here you can see me using a little bit of water just to wet the clay a bit more so I can still move it around. That's the great thing about air drying clay, is you can always put more water on it to make it able to move around again. However, if you leave it for too long you can't really wet the clay again. Here I'm just making little leaves to go on the wand. Sorry that you can't really see it in shot, but they're literally tiny leaves and I just used a scalpel to cut the lines just to show the little definition in them. And here is the wand before it dries. Okay, next wand, we're going to be making Harry Potter's wand. His wand's quite a simple design, it's sort of just like a rough wood texture. So again, here I'm just getting my PVA and going to cover the whole pen in it before I stick any clay onto it. I also put some on the clay as well, just so it will stick better. And for his, I covered the whole surface in the clay, just because that's the sort of texture of his wand. His wand also has more of a handle at the end, so I tried to put a mini version of that onto it. And here I'm just using some tools to create a wood texture. These tools, as I've said in my other videos, are actually cake decorating tools, and I got a whole pack of them for like 70 pence, which is really cheap. And so they're great for working into the clay and just going over it to make it look really rough, so just go in all different directions. Okay, so here I am starting to make a Dumbledore's wand, and for his wand it's basically just some ball shapes going down the wand. So I'm just taking the clay and rolling it into a ball shape and then sticking it on with PVA again. Also, the little ball shapes have lots of little dots in them, so I basically just took a regular pencil and added some dots into the clay. Also, for this bit of the wand, there is a little wand tip, so I just made this shape separately, which I'm going to stick on after it all dries. So here are the 3 wands in clay before I started to paint them. So again, starting with Hermione's wand, I just painted all the pens in regular acrylic paint. Acrylic paint isn't too expensive and it's easy to work with, so I would definitely say use acrylic paint for these kind of projects. And here is the first layer on Hermione's wand. now, so I'm just taking a different kind of brush. This one's more of a rough brush, and I'm actually going to be doing some dry brushing onto here. And if you don't know what dry brushing is, basically you get some paint on a dry brush, as it says in the title, and you just basically rub it on to whatever you're painting. And if what you're painting has got a texture in it, it'll highlight the raised areas and make the lower areas look darker, and it's a really great technique. But now painting Harry's wand, again I'm just using the exact same technique and same paint. With Dumbledore's wand, I couldn't decide on what colour I wanted it to be, because when I looked up different pictures there's quite a few variations, so I ended up just going for a sort of dark silvery brown kind of look. And again, I was just doing some dry brushing in here to get some interesting textures. Okay, so here Dumbledore's wand has a little scroll bit around it at one area with some text on it, so I'm just painting that on now, and later I will be using a Unipin fine liner to draw on the detail. Here again I'm just doing some more dry brushing with a darker colour this time. And the last step for Dumbledore's wand was to stick on the little top piece, and I just used a hot glue gun to stick the pieces together, and then I painted over it in paint just so it would get it all covered up and matching. And here are the free finished wand pens. I'm actually really happy with how they turned out. I think they look quite cool and they actually work as pens, so it's great. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you liked this video. If you did, feel free to like it and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!